Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm doing a series for you guys. For the next 5 days in a row, you heard me right, 5 days in a row, we're gonna be doing glam makeup. And I'm calling this my Flawless February. I was trying to think of F words that went together, and Flawless February is what I came up with. We're gonna do glam makeup for the next 5 days, requested looks that you guys have been wanting to see on my channel. We're gonna be with each other Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's gonna be so much fun. I hope you guys are as excited for this series as I am. It's something I wanted to do as a surprise to you guys, as I've been getting requests for tutorials lately, and I know they don't get a lot of views, but it's something that I wanted to do because I love makeup, and I know a lot of you do too, and still love tutorials as much as I do. So this is for us who all love tutorials. 5 days of glam. It's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to spend the next 5 days with you guys. So if you want to see how I created my first look for day 1 of Flawless February, this is going to be my Valentine's Day look, though any of the looks I'm going to be doing this week you could probably wear for Valentine's Day. I just wanted to do a strictly Valentine's Day look just because it made sense in the 5 days. So I hope you guys like what I came up with. I did it on the fly and I love how it turned out. Super sultry on the eyes, this nice smoky wing. You could pair it with any kind of lip. I think it's very versatile for anyone. I did a very, very light nude lip because you guys know I love my light nudes, but you could wear it with red, pink, whatever you want to do. It would look great with. If you guys are excited for the next 5 days, please give this video a thumbs up so I know to do more series on my channel, because I'm so excited to do this for you guys and to create the looks that you guys have been requesting from me. So you'll be seeing that on day 2, my first requested tutorial, and I can't wait to show you this one that I just came up with. If you want to see how I created this look for Valentine's Day 2019, then just keep watching. Started to film, it wasn't going as planned, but my husband made me dinner. How nice is that? He got me a little wine too. So I'm gonna eat before I start filming again, but you wouldn't even known that I had to restart. But today it was a restarter, so definitely need this. I'm starting off with this new NARS palette called the Skin Deep palette. I'm going to use this yellow tone right here. I'm just going to buff it all over my lid space. The only thing about this palette, I wish there was a little bit lighter of a transition shade, and when that happens, I tend to reach for my bronzer, but we're gonna go ahead and try this shade right here. Go a little bit higher than my natural crease, because when I'm doing a smoky wing, it tends to take up a lot of my lid space because I'm blending up. So just starting a little bit higher than I typically would. You know, that's actually gonna work out nicely. I'm just gonna bring it slightly down into the outer corner. The great thing about this look is you can be fairly messy. You don't really have to be precise because everything is getting smoked out. A nice light hand is key though. Taking a pencil brush and this shade right here, we're going to start smoking out the wing. Bring this close to the lash line and buffing it up. And you can use this tape that we have laid down as a guide. Taking this deep brown right here and an angle brush, just going to put this close to my lash line. Drag it across the tape. You can be messy with this again because that tape we're gonna peel back and the line's gonna be nice and crisp. Once that color is laid down, we're just going to lightly buff out the line with whatever's left on our pencil brush. Once that is nice and buffed out, we're gonna go in with a black shade, which that palette doesn't have, and I definitely wanna make this smokier and deeper. So I'm going to go even closer to the lash line with this. And my line looks like it's going straight out right now, just because you see it going onto my tape. That's not my skin, that's just the tape. So it is going to go on an angle. I just get as close as I can to that tape so that when I peel it away, it's gonna be nice and sharp. Then I wanna add just a little bit more depth up into this crease area. I'm going to take this shade in the palette, It's just a little Makeup Geek pointed crease brush, which I find is really nice for precise crease application, plus buffing it out. So it's great for a smoky look like this. I just want a little bit more depth. Just going to gradually make that line a little bit thicker. I like to go a little bit at a time because I do have very small lid space that I'm working with. Taking that yellow tone powder again, I'm just going to clean up the lid space. And try and keep it looking large. I'm just going to take a little bit of a black eye kohl on that liner brush. It's going to help deepen things up and smudge it out even more. Now that everything's nice and smoked out, I'm going to remove this tape and clean up anywhere we need to. As you can see, it's nice and sharp. Then I'm just using my Benefit roller lash on my lashes. Doesn't really matter what I use because I will be applying falsies. Then for my lashes, I was considering using my Cocoa lashes in Amour. Because they're called Amour, I feel like this is something I probably would have done before. These are one of my favorite styles. Just so predictable. So I'm going to just see how this fits on my eye. I was also thinking about my Goddess lashes. I'm gonna have to cut these. Those actually might be too full on. I think I'm gonna go with my Goddess. While my lash glue dries, I feel like it's a fairly good time to have some more wine. Kids are stomping around like elephants upstairs. The lashes are almost dry. We're just going to pop those on. We're gonna keep this video pretty casual. You might hear my kids upstairs. They just had dinner, stomping around. We're having some wine here. Just taking your black eye kohl, I'm going to tight line under my eye. I hate doing this. You'll never see me do this usually because I honestly don't find I notice my upper waterline that much. But it does make a difference, especially if you have a gap there. This makes the eyelashes blend in more. I just hate the feeling of it. And I never put mascara on after I put my lashes on, if you guys notice, because I like to reuse them and it just compromises how many times you can use them. But since these babies are going to be pitched after this time because they're well loved, I'm going to just do a little bit to blend them in. As the glue dries on my lashes, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my face. And I just put on some self-tanner prior to filming this. It is currently developing, so if it's looking a little bit patchy, that is why when I wash it off, it looks great. And I like to do a little bit of tanner because I just dyed my hair and I find it looks pretty much black, and I do like a little bit more color to my skin when I just dye it, which I did today. I recently purchased this primer from Stellar. It's a little mini, and they have the full size, which is 42 Canadian. This was 20, so I thought it was a good bargain because it's pretty much half the size. I'm really not drunk. I had like 2 sips. I'm not drunk. Pretty much half the size of the other one, so I thought it was good to buy the mini, and I'm trying to save money this year. As you guys would know if you've been watching my hauls, I'm trying to cut back and be a little bit better. So I'm putting that much on my fingertips, rubbing it together, and then we're just going to smooth this on the skin. It feels incredible. Probably should have put my eye cream on first, but that's okay. I'll do that now. This is so smoothing. Now I regret not getting the big size. Then for eye cream, I've been loving the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. I've just been obsessed with this skincare brand lately. It just works for my skin. I just love it. This eye cream is no exception. So if you've been eyeing this, then I would definitely check it out. It's really, really good. Oh, I'm making myself laugh. This is supposed to extend the wear of your concealer, which I find my concealer does go on really nicely with this. When I'm freshly tan like this is a pretty good match. And this is the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage in 220. I find this color different than the other 220. I don't know why. In the Matte and Poreless. And I just got this from NARS as well, and I really wanted to try it with that eyeshadow palette. It is the Super Radiant Booster. I was considering putting this on prior to this, but I thought it was pointless because this is really full coverage, very matte. So I wanted to mix the two because this is quite matte on my skin and see what kind of concoction we can come up with. And just using my IT Cosmetics brush, I'm going to mix this into a little concoction here. Hopefully this brings a little bit more radiance to this foundation. This is totally just testing things out at this point. Wore this foundation the other day and I forgot how much I love it. It's definitely a little bit more glow to it. No. Cheryl, if this is gonna be all 5 days, we don't wanna watch. Gonna wet my sponge and be right back. Then for concealer, I'm using the new Fenty Beauty Concealer. I'm using the shade 185, which looks very light, but I like to blend it in with my foundation. You will see it will look good, trust me. I do find I need to do 2 layers of this, so I just like to do 1 light layer first. I don't dip back in. Looks like a lot, but I'm spreading around the one application. And then I do like to highlight with this. And just blend it out. It blends in really nicely. I don't have any harsh lines. And it's definitely lighter than my foundation. I feel I can make it work for when I either have my natural skin tone or when I have a tan, which is nice. And that provided a good amount of coverage. I might not even need another layer. I did put more on this time, I feel. And then to set that in place, I do feel like while it's like this, there is some creasing. So before I set it fully, I like to go back and quickly make sure there's no creases, but I am going to use the new Fenty Beauty powder, and I'm using the shade Butter. I don't like to use a lot of this because then I can start looking really dry, and I do have dry skin, especially underneath my under eye. I don't want to look too dry. So I'm just going to make sure there's no creases, then go in, lightly set that. If you guys didn't see where I hauled this, I swear this smells like YSL Manifesto. Like it does. It does. Really. And it still has that like baby powder scent. I don't want to say that because I don't like the smell of baby powder, really, but it does have a powdery vanilla scent, I want to say. This powder is so smoothing. So I have problems here and here. So I can use a little bit more powder in those areas. This video is going to be 100 years long. To bring dimension back to my face and to bronze my skin, I'm going to use Marc Jacobs Tantric Bronzer. This is my Smith 154, which is my new favorite bronzing brush. Took the place of my Tom Ford right now. I just love the shape of it. It doesn't bring it too far down because of the angle. I love. It's so nice. It gets back in here really nicely too. Just chisels out your jaw nice. It's like a great brush to get that bronze contour done quick. I'm just going to quickly contour my nose with the same bronzer. It's on the warmer side, but it's gonna turn out. I'm not too concerned about that. It's not too warm, I don't feel, and it just will make my nose not look so disappeared into my face. And then I do like to rebake my nose because I do like a nice, fairly strong nose contour. I don't like to bake with this Fenty powder except for my nose. While my nose sits and bakes, I'm going to go ahead and use one of the new Buxom Primer Infused blushes. I love these so much. They're so good. And someone told me how to pronounce this and I already forget. It is Seychelles, I think. It's the bronze one. And I'm just going to apply this to my cheeks. Ever so slightly, these are so pigmented. It kicks up, which is, I find it a little bit unusual for a blush. But they're very, very pigmented. And that adds just a little bit of glow. Do you see that? How pretty is that? And I do have a little bit of texture there. And it will emphasize that. But I still like it. This is my bad cheek, so I always have these 2 little dots there, you can see. A glowy blush will do that. It's like putting highlight anywhere, you know? But it's still pretty. Just because my skin isn't perfect doesn't mean it's not a beautiful blush. I honestly can't put this Razihel highlighter down. It's my favorite right now, so I'm gonna use it again. I'm sorry. And this is the Smith 104, which I've been using to highlight, though I don't feel like this brush works as good with the Razihel highlighter. I like it. A little bit more dense brush because this is packed in there. And there we go. A little bit on the forehead. If it looks like I'm looking past something, I am. Microphone. Ooh, I didn't dust that away. Don't drink in makeup. Then using my big It Cosmetics brush, just going to dust that nose bake away. Then with another pencil brush, just going to put a little bit on the tip of my nose and then down the bridge of my nose. This is going to help slim the nose. Give me a little Rudolph glow. I always like how highlight looks on concealer lips. I would totally wear that. Using just a flat shader brush, I am going to take that shade right there, just buff it underneath my eye. Then I'm going to take, this is weird. I'm gonna take the brown shade. There's a little bit of black left over in here. That should be enough for me. But you can put more black if that's what you want. And I'm just going to focus this on the very outer corner and connect it to that wing, because I did put the tape a little bit lower so that it can connect up to that. Then I'm going to take that black eye pencil, run it in my waterline, because we're going dramatic. You see how that closes off my eye though? So I do often not do this, but I just feel like it's a little bit more sultry. Then I'm going to load on some lower lash mascara. I've never used this on my lower lashes before. It better be good. It looks pretty good. Before we move on to lips, finish the line, I am filming another video after this. And let me know how you like the quality of these videos going forward. I really hope my sound is getting better. I did move the mic closer to me, so it should be improved, but you never know until I go back and edit. And I really love how crisp and clear it looks like on the monitor right now. And I am hoping it looks that way when I go to edit, because you never know in editing. Sometimes it can be different. Then for my lip pencil, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in 600 Anywhere Caffeine. And we're going for a nude lip today. You could definitely do red, pink, whatever. I love a really light nude, like concealer color of nude. So this is, I think, even lighter. Maybe it's not. Yes, it is. This is from Bare Minerals. It smells so good right now. This is in hemp, and it is a matte liquid lip. Really comfortable. Very smoothing to the lips. I think it complements that lip liner so nicely. I'm just going to deepen the outer corner a little bit. This might be a little too light for some people. I love it. As I said, I'd probably wear that concealer combo with the highlight on it. Now to set the face and melt everything together, I'm going to go ahead and use my MAC Fix Plus in Pink Light. Has a bunch of pink, beautiful glitters in it. It's gonna add even more glow. And it has that traditional Fix Plus scent, which I'd wear as a perfume. I love MAC. And it looked like I just went out in the rain. Did I put too much? This is what you can expect for the next 5 days. I'm gonna fix my hair, come back. Probably not gonna get dressed. I'll be back. This is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look for my first day of Flawless February. I honestly cannot wait to do this series for you guys, and I came up with this idea last minute, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do 5 days of tutorials. Even though they don't get a lot of views, I love makeup, and it's just something that I really wanted to do for you guys because I've been getting a lot of requests for a bunch of the looks I've been posting or wearing on YouTube, and you guys are gonna see those in the next few days. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like this idea. If you wanna see more series on my channel, I would love to know. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it for you. I wanted to do something special for you guys, and I know that a lot of you have been missing tutorials, as have I, and I wanted to do 5 days straight of tutorials for you guys. Thanks again so much for watching, all the support. I will see you back here Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern time. We will get ready again together. It's gonna be another tutorial that you guys have been wanting me to do. Remember, live at 5, and I will be seeing you back here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the rest of my Flawless February 5 days.